What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning tomorrow night's main event at 154 pounds between two undefeated fighters, the Australian Nikita Tszyu and the traveling Spanish fighter Oscar Diaz. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Also, pinned in the comments section below is a link to become a Johnny Says Boxing VIP Insider. This membership is a couple bucks a month. You could either join here on YouTube or on Patreon. Whichever one you choose, you get all my picks, all my bets. You get elevated during our live streams. I feature your questions, but more importantly, you get access to our world famous JSB Insider professional betting Discord. Click that link to find out more. All right, guys, we have a busy week of boxing ahead of us. Fights all over the world, in the US, in the UK. This fight card goes down in Australia. If you're following along, I've already broken down, analyzed, and predicted the co-feature on this fight card between 50 cal Callum Peters and the traveling American Joshua James. If you haven't watched that video yet, watch it directly after this one. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about the main event. The return of the Butcher, Nikita Tszyu, takes on El Toro, Oscar Diaz. So in this video, guys, I'm gonna break down both fighters' careers. I'm gonna remind everybody what they've been up to. I'm gonna talk a little bit about how they go about their business. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction, telling you where to put your money. Oscar Diaz has an opportunity of a lifetime. This is an undefeated 25-year-old Orthodox fighter from Spain. They call him El Toro. He is 16-0 with 6 knockouts. This is a guy who's the #2 ranked super welterweight in Spain. He's ranked somewhere in the top 100 internationally. He's a guy who likes to keep it technical. Oscar Diaz, when you watch his film fight tape, I won't blame you if you don't recognize many of his opponents. You see this a lot with fighters coming from European countries such as Spain. What he is, though, is a technician. This is a guy who has the Toro nickname. He could be a bull at times, but from what I've seen, he likes it best when the fight is operating at his pace, when he's picking you apart with his counter shots, and when he's dictating the pressure and the tempo. He's gonna be in there tough. We always talk about the travel. Whenever the B-side is traveling to Australia, we know about the long flights, we know about the B-side, we know about the promotional company No Limit. Look into the statistics of No Limit fighters who are the A-sides going up against the guys who are traveling the B-sides. The percentage is extremely high, always favoring the A-side. Nikita Tszyu isn't your conventional fighter. He's a southpaw. He's already 28 years old now, and the Aussies have watched him grow up in front of us. This will be his second fight of 2026. The first fight ended in a sort of confused manner, lackluster. By no means was it his fault. He was going up against Michael Zerafa in his step-up fight, a fight in which it was supposed to be sort of the reintroduction to Nikita Tszyu on the international stage. We know Zerafa is an opponent who's fought for world titles before. He's come up short, but the name on the resume was supposed to elevate Nikita. After 2 rounds, the judges had it split 1-1, but watching the fight, it was trending in a Nikita Tszyu trajectory. He was just warming up into it, and it was looking like we were in store for a cracker, but due to cuts and headbutts and doctors and a bunch of confusion in the ring, the fight was stopped in the 3rd, and it was deemed a no contest. Nikita Tszyu said after Zerafa was making excuses, he said he did not want the rematch. Fast forward a few months, and here we are today. Nikita Tszyu now is ranked in the top 20 internationally at 154 pounds, and just like his opponent, who's ranked #2 in his country, Nikita is ranked #2 in his country. When these two guys match up, you're gonna see Nikita Tszyu, if you've never seen him before, you're in for a treat. An aggressive southpaw, stays on the front foot, he can punch with both hands. He's really unorthodox with where his punches come from, but more than anything, he is instant action. This guy loves a firefight. We've seen him knock down before, we've seen him get up off the canvas and end fights. He is never in a boring fight, so we're really excited about this fight. It's a really fun and intriguing midweek main event here in Australia. Right now, I do want to take a look at the B-side, the traveling Spaniard, Oscar Diaz, and see what he's been up to in his career. Oscar Diaz is 16-0 with 6 knockouts. Out of 2,373 fighters in the world at 154 pounds, he's ranked number 111. He's fought a career total of 87 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 38% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as El Toro. And the Spanish fighter is a 25-year-old, 5'9.5" Orthodox fighter. He was born and raised and lives in Alcalá de Guadalajara, Andalusia, Spain. We last saw him fight Leonardo Di Stefano, 17-6, won a UD in the 10th. Enochat, 7-1, 1 points decision in the 8th. Rangel, 6-33 points in the 6th. Garcia, 18-3, won a split in the 12th. Garcia, the first time, 18-2, knocked him out in the 8th. Like I said, have a look through the resume. You won't recognize a lot of names unless you're living in Spain. No offense to the Spanish domestic scene. I wasn't too aware of any of his opponents. When I was watching the tape on him, he's not a big puncher, but he has good timing, so keep that in mind. He has good speed as well. He's a pretty decent athlete, and he's technical. I like a fighter who keeps his technique together the later a fight goes. I haven't really seen him hurt. I haven't really seen his technique break down. He wants to win rounds. He wants to outpoint you, and he wants to win decisions. If he could handle Nikita Tszyu, if he could use his jab and keep Nikita Tszyu at his range, he could then keep the pace at his own style and potentially create one of the biggest upsets of 2026. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at Nikita Tszyu and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Nikita Tszyu is 11-0. Of his 11 wins, 9 of them were by way of knockout. Out of 2,373 fighters in the world at 154 pounds, he's ranked number 16. He's fought a career total of 51 pro rounds and carries into the ring an 82% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Butcher, and the 28-year-old Australian is a southpaw standing at 5'9". He was born and raised and lives in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. We last saw him fight Michael Zarafa, 34-5, no contest, no decision due to cuts in the 3rd. Ismaili, 12-0, stopped him in the 1st. Muzadair, 12-3, stopped him in the 9th. Danilo Creedy, 8-1, won a UD in the 10th. Dylan Biggs, 10-0, stopped him in the 5th. The fight before that was against Jack Brubaker, another fight in which he stopped Aussie seasoned veteran in a featured main event. Nikita Tszyu, since he turned pro, whenever your last name is Tszyu and you're the younger brother of Tim Tszyu, you're going to have a lot of lights and eyes on you. I have to say, watching him from the early days of his career to where he is now, you see a kid who stays in the gym, he levels up, he's had to overcome some injuries in the past, but every time we've seen him, he's looking the goods. He was looking good in that end of the 2nd round. He was coming on against Zarafa, and it's a shame that that fight didn't continue to go on. No shade to Zarafa, but the way it was trending, the way I was seeing it, it looked like an intimate knockout for Nikita Tszyu, but we are not fortune tellers. I can't assume that that's what happened, but Tszyu didn't want the rematch. The rematch didn't take place, and here we are. Nikita Tszyu starts everything with his lead hand. He controls you with his lead foot. He uses his pressure to bully you, and he wants to be in exciting fights. He will punch with you, and he'll take your power. He has confidence in his chin. He has confidence in his power, and more importantly, all we've seen thus far in this career is this warrior mindset of in the ring, he's willing to go through the fire to get the victory. His best win, Dylan Biggs. We know what Dylan Biggs has been up to in his career, winning that tournament a couple months ago. That win has aged well. The opportunity to step up against Zarafa really didn't end how we wanted it to end, and all Nikita could do is show out and show up every time he fights. We'll see if that's the case tomorrow night in Newcastle. Guys, before we go over the current Las Vegas odds, I do live streams every single day. In those live streams, if you're a JSB insider, I take your questions. We talk about our props, our long parlays. We cover the UFC, so it's not just boxing. In these edited Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Nikita Tszyu is the $1.16 favorite. You put 100 on Nikita, you get your money back plus 16 bucks. Oscar Diaz is a $5.75 dog. You put 100 on Oscar, you get your money back plus 475 bucks. Oscar Diaz is almost a 5-1 dog. He has the chip stacked against him. He's traveling from Spain, long flight. He's the B-side on a no limit card. He's not a big power puncher, and he's very technical, and he's going up against a guy who has a lot of power, who's ultra aggressive, who's a great athlete, who's the A-side, who's undefeated, who fights with a bravery that you don't see every day. I think the odds are exactly where they should be. I did say earlier that if Diaz could pull up the upset, it would be one of the biggest upsets of 2026. I stand behind that. I don't think a lot of people are picking the Spaniard to come in and outbox and be able to control and contain Nikita Tszyu. Right now on the money line, I'm going with Nikita to continue on this upward trajectory, to remind everybody who he is in his own right and to remain undefeated. Stay tuned to the live streams. The props just dropped, and we're looking at plus money props here going into fight night, which goes on tomorrow night in Newcastle. If you haven't seen the breakdown, analysis, and prediction of the co-main, 50 cal Callum Peters versus Joe Sean James, stay tuned to the channel. Also, one more thing in the comments section, you don't have to agree with me. Is Nikita Tszyu going to remain undefeated, or do you think the Spanish fighter Oscar Diaz is going to keep his O? Either way, I'll catch you guys in the next video.